Hello, I'm Ike. He's DAZAI. And ayan. I'm still replenishing the stock of comics that I have maybe over the next few weeks. Also, please send suggestions of what other comics you want me to discuss. Also, I'm also thinking of presenting also the digital comics. I'm still thinking over how to do that properly and how to edit it properly. So yeah, but so this is a comic I've had for a few months by now before all of this pandemic uh, happened to the world, and so we're come to talk about. Besides, it's an important part of history. This is the first compilation of Kenkoy strips. So Kenkoy is created by Tony Velasquez. Uh, these compilations are presented by the uh, second and third generation relatives. Okay, so it's rather big and ayan, and lengthwise. Okay, so yan. So by very first compilation, no, compilation of the very first strips of Kenkoy. It's so from the very beginning. It's this is this. So the very first. It's January 11, 1929. It is that old. It's so incredible. I even saw a picture on Facebook that this is framed in the Velasquez relatives' house. That's important to them. It's so this is so all of them are obviously scanned versions of the strips. Okay. So Kenkoy is this guy that Mr. Velasquez created for newspapers back in the day. Um, he's made to be happy-go-lucky and wants money the easiest way with the least amount of work, and he keeps moving here and there about his political alliances depending on what benefits him the most, like some Pinoys even in this current time. So for instance, this is in 1930. So this was already around the time of the American occupation. So uh, Spanish colonialism is totally gone, but the Americans were already occupying us as a colony. World War II hasn't happened yet, so it's in that middle part. However, American colonization, so you feel that they don't own the country. So there were these movements like this one of bagong katipunan, new society, like so to start a revolution similar to what toppled the Spanish colonies in the Philippines. But of course, we all know by this time it's complicated. So yeah. So for instance, this is Kenkoy wearing his grandfather's Katipunan uniform, trying to brag that he's going to be part of the new revolution, but he wants to brag about it without doing all the important work of being a revolutionary. He just wants to go to General Rojas. So I think this is Manuel Rojas that they're saying, probably President Rojas, and I am not sure, but I know. Okay, so Kenkoy brags about it, goes to General Rojas, but General Rojas doesn't accept him, and then so how come he also inquires why parang why the standards are two-sided. Yan. Why we accept English and why we still want a revolution. So Kenkoy, as a comic strip, is very effective at presenting through comedy the inconsistencies of Filipinos, of politicians, and other concerns of the time, which when you read this is actually very similar to many of the concerns we have now and didn't change much in 100 years. There are also a lot of strips like this of Kenkoy pandering to the American government by trying to speak in English in that's why it's called the Kenkoy way. Kenkoy apparently was the comic series that helped foster the way we do Taglish, combination of English and Filipino in how we speak. So in this way, so Kenkoy shows how he tries to pander to Americans by always trying to speak in English. So like this. So he could have said sunog, fire. Yan po. Sunog. Oh, lintics. Sunog, fire, sunog. Pero he went to cops, practicing how to shoot a gun. So, when he said fire, nadamay tuloy. Ayan, he got affected. Ayan kasi, English ka kasi. Ayan, so, that's what you get for always trying to pander and speak in English all the time, when you could be speaking in Tagalog. Tapos, ayan, I'm also not a expert, of course, in Western comics, but you can clearly see that the way Mr. Tony Velasquez did, especially his early work for Kenkoy, that it derives a lot from the American style of the developing American style of comics and the European, British styles of making comics, and how they do panels, how they progress a story, how they deliver their action comedy, how they show movement. So, however, as he does this in a way that you know that Kenkoy is still Pinoy, and the scenes and how Kenkoy reacts is not copying of Western comics. So he still acts like a true-blooded Filipino who tries to get away from things, but a real Filipino. So in this way, Mr. Velasquez is an early demonstration of the way we do comics now. So you see some inspiration from the Western style, some inspiration from the Eastern styles, but in a way that we accept to be ourselves, that we made it our own. So Mr. Velasquez was one of the first to do this for our country. Okay, as I was saying, this is obviously and clearly one of the starts of Filipino comics, as shown through Kenkoy. So, and please be inspired that everybody starts somewhere, even the greatest people in Pinoy comics, diba? So in this first compilation, Kenkoy's presentation as a character and the overall presentation of the comics was still constantly shifting and changing and stabilizing, and it continued to stabilize pa over the years after this first compilation. But so you can see that some of it came through practice over and over in continuing to submit to these series to the newspapers that the people liked, diba? Also, yeah, it's also one of the first presentations of Filipino comedy in print comics, diba? So it's really incredible that way. It's also incredible in how sharp it is, about politics without being it is hard hitting about politics, but also it generally is lighthearted about it. So he did it rather effortlessly. I suspect it's very hard, but in the final products, it felt effortless. It felt like it was so easy for people, for everyone, to the audience, to laugh at it. So that's how incredible Mr. Velasquez was, and you can already see it in this early work. Also, you can see in this compilation the effects of American colonization in the country, which doesn't tend to be said much in our culture, besides all of the English that we now speak, and it doesn't tend to be discussed much. Also, the effects on how we deal with politicians, how we deal with politicos, both local and foreign, and also presents with very sharp sarcasm how Pinoys keep trying to get the upper hand, how to best other people, how to take advantage of other people, and all of it to benefit themselves. So it's sad that many of us are like this, and but also it's Mr. Velasquez presenting Kenkoy this way is a way of saying na don't be like Kenkoy, be better people than him, 'di ba? So while you're laughing at him, he also says na don't be like him, be better Filipinos. Don't do this. Be better people. Fight for what is right. Fight for the independence of our country. As you know, we still have to keep fighting for this independence, and we have to keep defending this independence that we have, and we keep threatened of losing. So all of these aspects of Kenkoy can be seen already in this early work. So of course in future work it probably gets even better, diba? So yun. So everybody gets better. Just keep at it and keep making comics. Okay? So again, I'm not sure if the relatives Ian Velasquez will release another set of this, or if this can be bought from the relatives, but try contacting them. It's probably not hard for them to make reprints, or they will inform when they will make reprints of this compilation, and if they will make other compilations. But it's really an important piece of history. It's very important. You see how the development of a comic writer and a comiquero and comics in general, it's that important, and you have a good time while reading it. Okay, so please get this this compilation. Again, I am Ike, he's DAZAI, and please keep enjoying Pinoy comics. Thank you.